Thanks for joining, Lo. So I know Kimberly wasn't expecting her AI to win this fight. But we'll have to see. Maiar is pushing the deer. So for those who don't really know about the competitors, remember that Maiar is an AI that participated almost on Barbarian's level for a time there. It might have been one of the first AIs inside Davis Cup to take a game off of Barbarian. So it's very strong. Very strong AI. On the other hand, the Morrigan is also not to be underestimated, worked on by CheeseOnToast and Kimberly, Azula. Their teamwork has led to this amazing AI, and at one point I know Kimberly was saying that the AI was kind of based off her own playing capabilities or the strategies she wanted to see within it. last year when these two competitors fought, Maiar took the majority of the games off of the Morrigan. But this year it's a little bit different, as the General has teamed up with the Morrigan. You will have to see who can take the most amount of games here. So right now the 2 has 5 wins. Maiar has 7. The 2 has to take 3 of the 4 games in this set. To be victorious. Maiar would then be second. Inside the grouping. So somehow Promi has come up in second place inside this group, unexpectedly. Oh, you're right, Esty. I'm sorry, at least 2 wins. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, that would bring them up to 7 each, which would... But she would actually need that 3rd win, because that would actually take them up to being 8-7. In a tie game, they would still have to roll anyhow. We'll just have to see how it turns out. If it gets 3 wins, it will overcome Promi. And Maiar is already going to be number 1 or number 2. Of course, because Maiar has already been Promi 3-1, as you know. So some good action over here. I wonder who did most of the DUC to control. I'm not sure if there's very much that retreating is pretty good. Fortunately, they were not able to dance around the continual skirms and spearmen. Ooh. I think I'd still have to root for the 2 in that case, because they're a more modern AI. Naga has already been knocked out though. So I've been thinking a lot about what you said the other day about how you think that the last Promi was playing a little bit, I guess, weaker than previous versions of Promi. It'd be interesting to see why that would be the case and comparing them. Like previous versions of Promi versus the current one. Meaning the last one that was released. So Maiar is retreating, but he is about to hit Castle Age. I'm sure he'll go... Wait a second. He's not. He's going for crossbow rather than elite skirm. Strange. He has more skirms than he has archers right now, so I'm surprised he went crossbow rather than elite skirm. Oh, the skirm meta kind of really took off, I guess, at the end in there, so I guess he was expecting it to continue down that path and see a lot more of those types of AIs. There goes elite skirm for Maiar. Let's go back and check on the Morrigan to see what they are planning on doing inside this situation. Ooh. They've got the upgrade, and they've got some upgrades, but they are taking heavy hits from those spearmen. And the spearmen are unupgraded. This tower is definitely doing a good job here. So we're almost to the top 16. I know I'm excited about it. We've come a long way. Yeah, there's cav archers, and I feel, yeah, that's not, they aren't really using the garrisoning at all. something to think about for the next tournament. Doing a good job stabbing that ram. You want the tower to live. Unfortunately, did not do enough damage to this additional ram, and the tower goes down. I'm going to instead go over to this TC over here. These archers are looking a bit scary. Let's go check on Maiar's pup. Ooh, 100 villagers. And Morrigan is behind, to say the least. And as clearly evident by the score. I was so focused on the battle itself, I failed to look at the score. Hello, Leif. Thank you for joining. I think it's time to speed this up. 4.0 it is. There go the villagers trying to stab that ram. Going up to Imperial Age for Maiar. PC goes down. This is over. Let's go ahead and go on to the next game. So, the 2v2. So in 2v2 combat will be Romans and Magyars for the 2. Something I could spell. Okay. IR can't obviously play Romans, so a different Civ will have to be chosen. Natty Ratty likes Romans. Only a few AIs can play Romans at this point. These are the wrong civs, Leif? So Romans is not the right civ, Leif? I saw inside the brackets that these were what were used inside previous, for the previous 2v2 of, let me see here, inside the 2 versus unfair steal. The 2 uses pick civs. What do you mean by pick civs? You mean pick it per game? Yeah, I understand that. About let's go and let me take a look here at but I know that you sent me a listing a while ago. I'll go ahead and pull that up. Let me see here. I will go ahead and let me see here. Okay. I can change that then. Kimberly was saying that Romans were fine for the 2v2 though. Previously. I can change Kimberly. Yes, I can change that one. Okay, let's go ahead and proceed. We'll make sure to use yeah, for the 3v3 and 4v4, we'll definitely use that order. And yes, I understand which one it is. I found your old post. I saw the games that Esty previously played inside the other games, and I piggybacked off of that. Inside previous sets, I know that I used the correct civs for the 2 and the general. Figured Esty was following that same guidance. Yeah, I was thinking that, you know, the Romans almost blast out your ears. I have to turn down the volume each time. I don't think it's bad or anything, I just think it's loud. So since Leif is here, let's go ahead and take a look at the general. So how are you feeling, Leif, about facing down Maiar inside this set? You haven't really talked about the opponent very much. Are you feeling like you can beat him? Maiar already up into feudal age. Neither the general or the Morrigan has started to research feudal age. Oh, there we go for the Morrigan. The general is still a little bit a ways from doing so. Skirms are moving out. Yellow skirms are moving out too. The general almost to feudal age. The general crying out for help right now. Sending his scout to attack. He hits feudal age. Looks like he's going for a couple of stables. Trying to jump the castle age. But not producing any scouts to kind of defend in this intermission period from the skirms. Hopping in the knights as the general usually does. go see the destruction inside Morgan's base. Still has 32 villagers. Let's check on Maiar. 40 villagers for green and 39 for yellow. Couple of spearmen coming out to defend against the knights. Didn't really do very much against them. One knight goes down. My green is staying away from... Let's go take a look. Looks like some longswordsmen are pushing the skirmish back a little bit over here. The 2 is ahead of Maiar right now. Knights having a very tough time around this house. They all get slaughtered. Ouch. That was not good. Battle elephants coming out for the general. Will we see monks coming in from Maiar to convert elephants to the dark side? No need to convert the elephants when you can just stab them with a pike. Morgan's town is pretty odd looking. It stretches, unlike a normal town, which would kind of center in like this whole area over here. It kind of stretches like a line across to the left. Well, if this was the case, would you prefer to redo the 2v2 then and just cancel doing what we're doing right now? I can move on to the POCBS fight. Okay. It looks like this will become a 1v1. Let's see if the Morrigan can take down the town center of green here. Which will be important. As the general is now general is crippled over here. So is one Maiar. I'd say the general is less crippled than Maiar is. Maiar Green. Maiar Green is really only has 8 villagers left. Let's see how General's doing. General still has 80 villagers, so. It doesn't look like any trading is occurring yet. Okay, there is a little bit of trading from the Morrigan. Legionary coming out. Interesting. Where's that being done at? I thought it was the castle, but I don't see that occurring. So it's at the barracks that's occurring now. Okay.
I'm being attacked. Please help.
An interesting unit. More elephants coming out for the general in limited numbers. More elephants coming out. Looks like the Morrigan's going to be coming over to help here fairly soon. So champions versus legionary. Legion. But supplemented by scorpions. General asks for help again, and Morgan is coming to assist. Something that I find interesting is how Age of Empires 1 and Age of Empires 2 differ with the Centurion naming, where Centurion inside Age of Empires 2 is a cavalry unit, and Centurion in Age of Empires 1 is a land non-horse cavalry unit. It's a regular militia style unit almost. Almost similar to the hoplite, to the pikeman line almost. So it looks like the Morrigan is going to punish Maiar now. Like this is going to become fairly one-sided. Do these castles go down? Yeah, it's very... Yeah, the hoplite line is much better inside of AOV1, but since they're... Yeah. I'll just end it there. And I may butcher this, but it's too bad that the Centurion isn't closer to like the Konik from the Bulgarians, where they can actually fall off the cavalry and become a regular like legionary. I did say Teutonic. Did I pronounce that wrong? Teutonic? But anyways. That's how we were always pronounced it. Where I grew up anyways. Teutonic. From the Toon Dynasty. Anyways, so good job to the Morrigan and the General. Let's go ahead and play one more game, and then we'll have to call it right now. I said Teutonic. I don't remember pronouncing it any other way. Now I did say Celts in the wrong, but not Teutonic. Okay. Let's go ahead and update the score. Six. Mongols. Now, the Konik warriors is what I was trying to say from Konik from the Bulgarians is what I was trying to ask whether I was pronouncing it incorrectly. Konik. Was it is my pronunciation what I was questioning, but not Teutonic. Konik. And what I was trying to ask, and well, what I was comparing was their mounted units versus the Centurion, and falling off the mounted units and becoming legionary. That's what I was trying to go for. But obviously, I lost a couple of viewers when I was talking about that. So let's proceed to the 3v3. Morrigan, the journalist. Who was playing Pocket? Okay. So let's make sure that we're setting this up correctly. So the general. Okay, I got that set up correctly. Okay. What sieves? What sieves? What sieves? Can't be mirror. Wait, can it be mirror? That's well for the first sieve. Let's see. I think it can. I think it can play mirror. Yeah. Let's see if we're wrong. So the second Civ will be Vikings. And what will be the... Ah, Bulgarians. We were just talking about them. Oh, I don't think that they can play Bulgarians. Can't play those either. Okay, that is a civ they can play. So third civ will be Brems. We're good. Let's double check. Celts in pocket. And Aztec is flank 2. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's begin. I wonder why Maiar says that. New post. I wonder why he would say that 5 seconds out of the gate. Probably just to goat or make the opponent angry. So tomorrow we will wrap up everything. We'll finish running the entire, well, this round of the brackets. They almost need like a pronunciation part on the wiki page of how these are pronounced. Some of these are pronounced. That would be nice to have. I am no expert in pronunciation. So Yu-Gi-Oh's is excited about the potential of a Promi versus DE AI. I still think that is very, very unlikely. If Group 4-2 has to go and play SD Tutor Master. And Group 2, Game 4-1 has to play the tutorial ones. So 2 SDAIs in both cases. Well, with the tutorial ones, it's a group, but even so, a very hard team to beat. I figure, Esty, that Maiar would win the 1v1. Strange. Morrigan said that she was assisting, but I don't see any additional troops coming out from her anywhere. Yeah, that seems even more, I guess, distant, meaning between Maiar and Morrigan in regards to, because I remember inside the 1v1 when Maiar hit 100 pop when the Morrigan was playing Celts in the 1v1, she was at least 50 pop, 50 to 51 pop. So she's actually playing a little bit worse, I'd say, as Roman in the 1v1. It sounds like. Well, for Celts. Celts versus Romans. Blue General is doing very well.
I'm being attacked. Please help.
Looks like green did assist red a little bit in preventing cyan from attacking him, the Morrigan. Morrigan going for unique units right now. Looks like it could be close here. Between whether Promi gets second place or if the 2 gets in second place. go, going for the attack. Pikemen do heavy damage to knights. Wonder where these three idiots are going. They're definitely not the three wise men. Yikes. Morrigan's unit formations always kind of interest me. But yeah, blue was the first Imperial Age. Yeah, if it goes 2-2, meaning if there's the same amount of victories inside the bracket between Promi and the 2, then there would have to be a tie break between Promi and the 2 since they both went 2-2 inside there. In their games. However the case will be, it will be decided tomorrow at around the same time. Look at all those Cavalier. At least the elephants coming in. They're the craziest looking elephants. You kind of remind me of the archer elephants from Age of Empires 1, but even crazier looking. You don't see them too often. Oh, they do have elite eagles. Well, it has become a 4v1 at this point. Oh, 3v1. I can't count. Can't read. I can't count. What can I do properly? At least I can watch as the general throws rocks with those trebuchets. This game looks like it's close to being over. And there you go. 3v3 goes to the 2. So good job to them. We're going to call it for right now, and we're going to finish it up tomorrow. So prepare yourselves for the final part of round 2, and then we'll only have round 3 of the final stage to complete at that point. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. So farewell for right now.